Medical units stand by. 30 seconds to contact. 20 seconds. 15. 10. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1.
We got him. Let's go.
Welcome, art aficionados and comic book connoisseurs, to another episode of Proof of Comics. This is episode 49, and we've got a special show for you today. I've got special guest Arvid Nilsson coming on. Well, he's right here with me. But before I introduce him, let me just do a quick promo for Patrick Quinlan with Phenomenon number 2. He's got his campaign closing in a couple of weeks, so before we get started with the show, I just wanted to drop this here in the comments. Here's Patrick's link. We're going to play his trailer here for Phenomenon. Wrong click. There we go. Check it out. I've got a cover in the campaign, and you'll also receive a print of the Blue Rose if you order. So
Great.
do check that out.
Who's that
Campaign
music?
ends.
The music's great.
Yeah, I don't know. You have to ask Patrick.
Okay.
Don't know who that music is. There's some good people who are making trailers out there, and you've got a pretty cool trailer too. We're going to get into that shortly. But before we do, I'd love to learn a little bit more about you, Arvid. We've got
Oh, there it
comic
is.
right here. I've got it. It's beautiful. You can't tell on camera, but it's a little larger size than most comics. So is this magazine size, or is there a term for it?
Yeah, it is. I call it combat prestige. They do like a prestige plus format. This is like a prestige plus comic that's been like doing push-ups and pull-ups. So it's 8 inches by 10 and 10/8 inches or something, or 8/10 inches. So basically, yeah, it's magazine size. Actually, I remember now. I was at a checkout. It is magazine size. I was at a supermarket in the checkout, and I saw like a holy ray of light just like descended on all the sleazy gossip magazines, and I just saw these magazines, and I thought, that's it. That is the perfect size for the Band of the Crow.
Oh, okay, I thought you were going to say I want to make a sleazy magazine too.
Yeah, well,
we
that
got to
too,
get
you
more
know,
sound clips.
That's in the future.
We needed an angelic choir when he was describing that.
Right. Let's put a
Exactly. It
little
was
bit of a
beautiful.
sound bed in the background. I think we had around the fire here. I think this will fit the nice theme because this is a fantasy book after all. So how's the volume? Okay, pretty good. All right. So this is not your first book, right? You were published as a comic book writer with Dark Horse, I saw.
Yeah,
Can you tell us
right.
a little bit about your background in comics before we dive into the story?
Yeah, sure. Like after college, I worked on a few film sets and quickly realized that I really didn't want to do that. I saw a lot of people really, really suffering for like absolutely no reason. So comics felt like a good way to like tell the stories I wanted to tell without spending, $250 million.
Oh yeah.
So
man.
that's kind of how I got started. Actually, I went to France my year after that same summer. I went to France working on a documentary about it's funny. It was an English language literary magazine, but it was in Paris. It's called the Paris Review. It was this famous literary magazine. And there I was in Paris. I'd never been to Europe before. And I couldn't go anywhere because I had to like guard the equipment.
Oh.
So there I was. There was like, there's Notre Dame, but Arvid, you can't go in. You have to stay out here with the equipment. Or there's Saint-Sulpice. You can't go. There's the Louvre. There's the Eiffel Tower. You can't go in, tough guy. You are guarding the equipment. So there I was like a jerk in Paris, just like sitting on just like guarding like, $500,000 worth of film equipment on the street. And I don't know what I would have done. Someone could have taken it from me. There's nothing I could have done about it. But that really got my mind going. And that's how I had my first comic book called Rex Mundi, which started at Image Comics and then ended up at Dark Horse.
Wait, hold on. I'm missing a step here. So you were watching your equipment in Paris.
Watching the equipment. I know,
and then you got a comic.
It's a common phenomenon with me. Actually, I was at a cafe. So I was at a cafe in Paris. And there was this church called Saint-Germain-des-Prés. I think that's the name of it. I was looking at it, and the woman I was with said, do you like that church? I said, yeah, it's beautiful. She said, that was built in the year 800 by the Normans.
Wow.
I was just like, wow, that's old.
Oh, yeah. The old country were there.
Old. Like in Canada, like if something's from like 1974, it's old here, I'm still upset that they renovated our local McDonald's. So it was just amazing to me. So I think that was the moment I really had the idea that became Rex Mundi. working on that on that documentary about the Paris Review in 1999.
Okay, so you got your first idea, you put it down to script, and then you submitted it to Dark Horse, and
yeah, actually, I self-published it first, and then we went to Image Comics at first. I lost all my hair at that too. Oh my god, that was stressful.
damn.
Oh my god, that was stressful. But just it was that all's well that ends well. We ended up getting published by Image Comics. We kind of took it from there.
Okay, so it eventually was reprinted for Dark Horse?
Yeah, we halfway through we switched over to Dark Horse.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah. So there were like 19 issues at Image and 19 issues at Dark Horse.
Okay, so that's not a small run. That's that's
no,
like
no, Rex Mundi is certainly not small. It's many things. It is not small.
Yeah. And when does the Band of the Crow fall into? Is it the first book you did after Rex Mundi, or did you have another more body of work between the two?
I've written many things. I've written so many things. Many things. I've worked in video games and films. I've written a few other comics. I had another comic which was published by Dark Horse called Zero Killer, which like 6 people read Zero Killer. It's a shame. I was really fond of the story. I've written for just about everybody. I've written for Marvel. I've written for DC. I did a lot of work for Dynamite Comics. Legendary Comics. I did a lot of tie-ins for their MonsterVerse, for their like Godzilla movies.
What games did you write for?
Let's see. It's nothing that ever came to light. There was one game called there were these like mobile and online games based in Germany. Actually, one game is called Travian, which is I don't even know how to describe it. It's like it's a browser-based game. And then I worked for another game. It was what they were called, Game Forge. I can't even remember the name of the project I was working. Oh yeah, Elemancer. That was the game. That game, actually, it came out. You can get it on the App Store, but they were both sort of ill-fated projects. So that's that.
I was hoping it was Dragon Age 2, so I can curse you out how bad.
That's right. Hey! Don't shoot!
Okay, so you're kind of
many things, but not that.
You're kind of used to getting your ideas down there and making them come to life one way or another, like going through Image or Dark Horse and starting indie. And this is an indie initiative as well. You're called Crowdfire Studios here as a publisher, but this is all you, right? This is all your initiative.
That's right.
And so where did this idea come from? Where did it first emerge? Because this is first of all, this is, and I'm not making like compliments because you're here as a guest, but this is like a fantastic comic. I've rarely seen something that starts out like a children's, like what do you call it, a fantasy book, and then it turns into a comic that's kind of styled a little bit manga, but it's not totally manga, right? This is an American artist that operates a little bit in the manga style, I believe. Your artist,
Born is based in Malaysia, of all.
Malaysia, okay, yeah. Not in America.
He's literally on the opposite side of the world from me. I could like dig a hole, and if I kept going, I would come up next to the mulberry tree in his backyard.
That's good because he can draw while you sleep, and then you wake up and you get stuff, and you can comment on it.
We are exactly 12 hours apart. It's crazy.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
So, how did the idea come up in your mind? And I could tell this is like a labor of love. Like there's something deep with this particular work. Am I right?
You are 100% correct.
Can you let us in a little bit on how that came to be?
Yeah. I've been working on the story for like 20. Alex, good to see you. Thanks for popping by, Alex. Man, actually, part of working on Rex Mundi, I got interested in religions. Like religion's a part of everything that I write about. It just I am religious, even if I weren't. I just find it interesting. Part of Rex Mundi is about it's similar to the Da Vinci Code. I published Rex Mundi first, but it's similar to the Da Vinci Code. But I got interested in sort of the religions of late antiquity, kind of like all the competitors for Christianity. There were these strange religions. Oh god, I can't remember what they were called now. There was one called there was the cult of Sol Invictus. That was a big one. They're not exactly pagan. They're kind of like hybrid religions. There was one called Manichaeism, and there was one called Mithraism. A lot of the early Christian churches are built on top of Mithraic grottos and on top of.
Was the Diva one of those amalgamations?
What's that?
Was the Diva from Persian lore one of those amalgamations?
Yeah, exactly. A lot of the religions came from Persia. There's a religion called Zoroastrianism, which had a lot of.
Yeah, that's it. The Diva is from Zoroastrianism.
Right, that's right. Well, I mean, it's in the Bible too. It's it's not in the Bible, but you know, the legends of the three magi. The magi, a magus is a Zoroastrian priest.
Yeah.
So,
But I noticed a lot of parallels when I was digging through that.
yeah, isn't it amazing? I mean, this stuff is just endlessly fascinating. So I think that was the first seed. So that's how Rex Mundi kind of jumped over into the Band of the Crow. And then I got seriously into heavy metal music. I got really into heavy metal music. I don't know what happened. It just like clicked with me. So that was
Persian offshoots of Christianity to heavy metal.
That's right, exactly. you know.
I mean, the Crusades are pretty metal. Let's be honest.
Yeah, it is right. Exactly. Dave Mustaine,
Just read a passage out of the Bible.
sorry.
I don't think it's
What's
pretty
that?
PG, you know.
Yeah, this is definitely a PG story. You don't need to like heavy metal to read it. Like, you wouldn't necessarily know that I'm an inveterate metalhead if you read it, but it's there. It's there. So yeah, that was that.
I see no mention of the letters. Is your artist Oren doing the lettering as well?
Oren did the lettering for that sort of Brothers Grimm fairy tale opening. So those 3 pages, he did that. He didn't do it by hand. He did it on a tablet. But he
No, of
drew
course.
all those letter
Yeah.
forms. The balloons I do.
Okay, you do the actual lettering. Oh, interesting. Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to learn lettering for my own book as well. It's really fun.
It's a great skill to have. It's just like one less thing that someone else can screw up for you. So
Yeah, and you have absolute control
Right.
on the last touch that gets sent to the printer. So if there's a last minute change, you can go in, you can tweak something, you can change wording, typo, whatever.
Right.
What have you.
Yeah.
Inkage, welcome. Evening, gents, he says. How you doing, man? Oh, and I want to get into, before I forget, I wish Ari was here for that. But let me pull up your campaign because I'm excited to talk about your map of all things, because one of the questions we ask all our fantasy authors is, do you have a map of your world in your book? And you guys have a really interesting story behind the map. Let me pull it up here. Okay, share screen. Got the crow here, and we can, here we go. This is a good time as any to have a look at the trailer. So let me just pause on the music. Great background music, but we don't want it over the trailer here. That's my own stream. We don't need that. Okay. And let's get into the Band of the Crow here.
Right.
That is freaking cool. Those credits. There we go. Bring this here. Okay, here we go. I should still be presenting this over here. This is a totally professional operation, Arvid.
That's quite all right.
All right, here we go. And let's, can I make it bigger here? Yeah, okay, perfect. I want to check out the map here specifically. Because first of all, you've got like multiple covers that are still available.
That's right.
I think 2 to 3, at least 3.
Let's see. We have 3 covers available. One is sold out. So yeah.
Oh, this one here.
Yeah, this our Ultima 5 cover is sold out. Ultima 5 is like a classic video game. Yeah, that one is gone, daddy gone, like a turkey in the coin.
Oh, that's cool. Always nice to see something sell out.
Yeah.
And you have a unique strategy, because I can't skip over this, because you chose to kind of underprice your books, which is what first drew me to it. Because to be honest, like I want to buy every single campaign out there, every beautiful book, and then I, add that to the cart. I get it, add the shipping to it to Canada, and then I turn it from USD to Canadian, and I'm like $90 in. And so most of the campaigns I have to go, it doesn't fit into my budget. But you had a super affordable package that is kind of to your detriment in a way, because you're investing in the marketing aspect to it. I understand. I'll let you speak on it.
Yeah, no, that's exactly it. We actually ran a campaign last November, which this is new for me. This campaign, it is theoretically possible for me to turn a profit on this campaign. Our campaign last November, I was losing money for every one I was shipping out. We worked hard.
You've adjusted the prices, and you're going to be making profit on this one,
right? Right. Yeah. So we have a slim profit margin on this one. But for us right now, the money will come. This story means a huge amount to me. I want early backers to get the best deals. That's the most important thing to me. It's about getting the word out, and it's about making early backers, the early people who support it, making them feel like they're special and rewarding them, because, they are. I mean, this is scary doing this without any support. Without any support. We don't have any institutional support. We don't have any non-institutional support. We're just doing this ourselves. So the prices are just a way, like you, Frederic, having me on your live stream. Sincerely appreciated. Thank you.
No, dude, it's a pleasure, to be honest. Like, you've got an interesting app. I gave it a chance because of the price, but I was blown away. Like, I've got to show the box as well on screen again, because hold on, let me switch it up, because this is just incredible work you've put in, because this is kind of Apple level production. This is the box that it comes in. You've got your Crowfire Studios logo on the side, on top. Open up, you have the comic, which is magazine size. You have prints inside the box. It's crazy the level of detail you guys went through. Like, it oozes love, this project. Like, you can tell this is something that is from your heart to the readers. So I was getting like Apple vibes when I got it. I'm like, okay, this is like a product. And then I'm looking at your X profile photo, and you've got your hand on your chin, exactly like Steve Jobs. I'm like, is Steve Jobs an inspiration behind all this, directly or indirectly?
He is an inspirational. I mean, love him or hate him, I think he was an extraordinarily brilliant person. I'm a big fan of his. Absolutely. We worked really hard. I think it's important to make it. Yes, Alex. Okay, so this is a good point. Prices are definitely going up. So yeah, seriously, back it now. Everyone backing it now is doing themselves a huge favor. Yeah, I 100% guarantee. But once the campaign ends, prices are going to go up, and they're going to go up again.
They're going to go up because naturally they're a little bit underpriced to get these early readers. Get what do you call it? Like word of mouth.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I think it's important to give somebody a package and an experience. I think if you can send someone beautiful packaging, and make a really beautiful product. They will be primed to love your story before they even open it up. We want you to feel special. The moment you tear off that plastic poly bag and you get that Crowfire Studios box, we want people to feel special, like they have something really, really unique and wonderful in their hands. It's 100% the goal for us.
Yeah,
The entire experience. Yeah.
Okay. And I don't want to forget, because this is like something that piqued my interest while I was looking at it. I don't know if there's a blow up of it, but tell me about the map of Midland and South Brigantia.
Yeah. We actually, that was done by a fantasy cartographer. Her name is Francesca Byrold. She is much sought after. She was absolutely great to work with. Absolutely great to work with. She read the entire novel. This is based on a novel, like a prose novel. She read the entire thing, worked very, very closely with me, was very enthusiastic about the project too. She's been great about retweeting it also. She's been promoting it herself, which is, she's totally above and beyond the Call of Duty. I am a huge Francesca Byrold fan.
And where did you find her? I've never heard of her before. She does fantasy maps for other authors?
That's right. You can go to francescabyrold.com. She has a Twitter. I think she has a Facebook page. But it's just been like everything else in my life. I mean, this is sort of entrepreneurialism. I don't really... Anytime I want something, I just start with a Google search and go for there. So I think I just found her just sort of poking around online. Yeah.
Welcome, El Schnook.
Oh, Schnook.
Yeah, I love it too as well. And this is how much? Like 48 pages? It's more than 20, right?
That is 32 pages.
32, right in between. Yeah, that's a good spot. 24 plus 8, and it ends on a nice note with a labyrinth. You're about to enter some sort of adventure, and I love these little making of art prints at the end. So you can get the map as an add-on, basically. So you can order any of the books, and you can add like the map as an add-on if you're interested. Because I think I'm going to get this one.
That's right.
That's a cool. Here we go. This is the map. I don't know if I can get a blow up of it, but you can see it better a little bit here. Awesome. And how was it working with your artist? Like, how did you find him? And have you worked with him before, or it was just you were looking for this project and fell on the right time, right place?
Yeah, Oren and I actually, through my work at Legendary Comics, for the artist there was from Malaysia. His name is Zid. Actually, Zid is the very person who did the alternate covers for us for the floppies. I asked Zid to draw the Band of the Crow because I had been working with another artist for 4 years on it. We had sort of a falling out. That was such a shame. That was
humans, right? Like humans will have conflict.
Yeah,
it happens. It's a shame, but it's part of life.
It was such a shame. I love that artist. I wish him well, but it became apparent to me, anyways, that it just wasn't going to work anymore. So I was sort of desperate. I asked Zid if he would draw the Band of the Crow. He said, "I'm too busy, but I know somebody. He's a legend in Malaysia. Everyone is like terrified of him. He's like the Obi-Wan Kenobi of Malaysia." And he gave me his Instagram, and I thought, yeah, whatever. I'm sure he's not that good. And just like my jaw fell into my lap because I could not believe the quality of the art that Oren was doing. It was Oren. So I contacted Oren on his birthday, actually. On his birthday.
Really?
Yeah.
Timing, right?
It was one of those funny things.
I've got a birthday present for you. You're going to work for me.
That's right. That's right. So
you got a team of people to kidnap him and keep him in your cellar to do the book, right?
Right. Oren is spectacular. Yeah. I'm glad you got those too, Alex. I don't know if we'll be doing original art again for the campaigns. I mean, I'm fortunate in that I have, the resources to be able to pay Oren what he's actually worth so that he can work on this and not work on something else. But it's such that like we look at doing like original art tiers for our campaigns. It's just kind of like we're better off just producing the comic. So, Alex, I don't know if we'll be doing that again on a campaign. I'm so happy that you got those too. Yeah.
So is Oren is going to continue working with you for the continuation of this book?
I hope so. I certainly hope so. This is like, I think we have a great working relationship. I think he fills in the gaps for me. I think I fill in the gaps for him. We are thick as thieves. I don't just like Oren as an artist. He is such a profoundly good human being. I mean, neither of us are comfortable with the political environment right now in media and entertainment. It has become virulently hateful and regressive in my opinion. We sort of came out to each other. I don't know how else to describe it. We sort of danced around the issue. And I think
you tell me you don't love Gotham, huh?
What's that?
You tell me you don't love Gotham, huh?
I don't. What's that?
Gotham High. So Gotham High is a comic that comes up often on this show here because of it kind of hit rock bottom with the artwork as a DC title. Yeah.
The artwork and the writing is some of the worst out there.
Not good.
Yeah.
It's so sad. I've just checked out of a lot of pop culture. I mean, I've just checked out.
Yeah, I think especially all on YouTube, we're kind of a community who just want to do our own stories.
Yeah.
Because we're just kind of sick and tired of the mainstream stuff. I got back into, because I was going to be like a comic book artist when I was young, but it never worked out. And I kind of put stuff aside to do web stuff, which, it's easier to make a living like that. But then I found a James Bond comic and I was like, oh, this is cool. I love James Bond. I'm going to get back into it. But it had so many issues. I was like, oh, I could make a better comic than this. And then it drove me back to the drawing board. I'm like, okay, I'm going to make a book. I'm going to do something. I'm going to participate instead of just, crying that everything's bad.
Right.
I'm going to make something.
Right. God bless you. That was exactly our idea. So it was sort of like Thelma and Louise, we sort of both took a look at each other and then hit the accelerator and then drove off that cliff. So yeah.
And you guys must have been working on this for a while because it takes time to do 32 pages color. Does he do the color as well? I haven't seen a colorist mention.
We have looked high and low for a colorist. We have looked high and low. We've come close a few times. Actually, we just had to part ways with another perspective colorist. It kills me every time. Kills me.
I feel your pain. I found a colorist for my project, and it's precious.
Indeed.
So he does his own because he's very good at coloring. Like the coloring is very good on this.
That reminds me, I still got to do that first page.
Yeah. Oren just doesn't have any. Oren is just so prodigiously talented. I feel very, very lucky to be working with him.
Does he draw like traditional or digital? I would imagine digital, right? Most of the kids are digital nowadays.
Yeah, on a tablet. Yeah.
I'm still old school, but it's,
really? Okay.
It's not
that's right.
Yeah,
you've
got my.
That is in fact paper.
Yeah,
man, I love the texture on the bricks. That's talk about a labor of love.
It's because I hate my life. Arvid.
Well, it looks great.
You just got to zone out, listen to good conversation, and start doing those little lines, and eventually it gets done. Okay, so this is all digital. It's beautiful. You don't really see the technique. It's kind of transparent, which is what you want.
Mm-hmm.
And so when's the because your campaign is currently for number one, the one that I've got in my hand, correct? This is
it is for the first album, so it's twice as big as that.
Oh, it's this plus the other half.
Right.
Oh, genius. Okay, so I'm going to get one of those. I'm going to add the map on there.
Great. I'm excited. Thank you, Frederic.
No, dude, like you got me. Like you used the tactic. It worked on me, and it hooked because it is. We're critical. You sure you can get something cheap, but is it good? And yours is kind of one. It's one of those rare things that you find, and you're like, okay, it's beautiful. It's great to look at. As an artist, I'm always art first. Not gonna lie, not prejudiced against writers. I'm learning to write myself, but damn, the art, you see it, you like it or you don't, right? It's like love at first sight. And this one's very polished, and the storytelling as well flows very well. I want to know what happens with when they head into that maze. And do you have any like authors that inspire you? Do you have are you following kind of an inspiration that's something that came to mind from other authors, or is this purely from your imagination following Rex Mundi.
Yeah, no, I was inspired mainly by, I got interested in the very early fantasy writers. This is another question I had. That's like that line from the Eddas, King Gylfi. Where did things come from? How did things come to be? I got interested in like fantasy writing. Like, how did it get started? It's such a weird genre if you think about it.
Well,
yeah.
Yeah, well, clearly it's not George R. R. Martin because you actually delivering.
Right, that's right. Yeah, that's right. That's right. What a shame. What a shame. I don't think he'll ever finish. I think he'll.
Oh, I don't think he will now.
Yeah,
after
he's probably.
I think the latest thing he said. I'm like, oh, he's like 80 years old now or some shit.
Yeah,
something.
Just waiting for death. It's very.
I suspect we're going to get fan versions of his book or some AI mashup or some author's going to come in at some point. It's too big of a story. It's too much of a following to just disappear, I think.
It kind of depends on his estate and how he sets it up.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure his publisher will have someone finish after he croaks.
I am sure that they'll find a way to make some money off of it. Yeah, they're just waiting for him to die. His publisher, no one's. He's waiting to die. His publisher is waiting for him to die. Everyone's just waiting for him to die.
So I'm assuming, like, you mean earlier ones, like, what's his name, the Conan one?
Yeah, that's right, Robert E. Howard.
Robert E. Howard.
Definitely. Even before that, that's like, the 20s and the 30s. There's even a generation, almost 2 generations earlier than that in England. So if you had to put your finger on it, who was the first fantasy author? It was an Englishman named William Morris, was, in my opinion, wrote the world's first fantasy novel called The Wood Beyond the World. And that was in like 1896 or something like that. So William Morris is a big inspiration. Lord Dunsany, that is his name. He was an Anglo-Irish lord. His stories are great. Major influence on Tolkien also. I guess that's what interested me, the people who were influencing Tolkien. Yeah.
There's a little bit of thing on there. Technically, what would we consider fantasy? Because, I mean, you can still consider like Beowulf fantasy.
That's right. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Or,
that's exactly
King
what,
Arthur.
Right. That's exactly what William Morris did. He was interested in, this is actually fascinating. Up until the Victorian period, people looked down on medieval things and medieval times and the medieval period. People, the Renaissance came along and people said, oh, that medieval, it's just awful, dreadful, all that dreadful medieval stuff. It's weird. It's dark. They're religious. It's just, thank God for the Renaissance. Then in the Victorian era, there was, at least in England, and I think in the continent, but in England, there was an art critic named John Ruskin. And he said, no, you're wrong. You're wrong. You're completely wrong. Medieval art is great. Medieval architecture is great. And the Renaissance was a tragedy. It was a huge cultural tragedy, and we've never recovered from it.
Man, if only he saw today's world.
Right. No, exactly right. He would hate it. John Ruskin would hate it. He warned about that. He wrote a book called Unto This Last. It was a book literally warning about, and everything that he warned about came true. Everything he warned about came true. At any rate, one of his proteges, I don't know if he's a protege, but William Morris sort of latched on to John Ruskin. And so he started writing medieval romances, but without the religious, whatever you call it, without the religious elements. So that's what The Wood Beyond the World is. It was William Morris wrote a medieval romance, but without the Christianity stuff being front and fore. So that's how it all got started. Yeah.
Yeah, that's super interesting. And when you were in France, did you get into contact with the French bande dessinée, the European comic market, a little bit at all?
Those guys terrify me even more than the Japanese. I mean, French comics are like even more foreign and like esoteric and just sublime than Japanese. I am like a huge fan of Franco-Belgian comics.
Yeah, I grew up on that stuff.
Right.
Yeah, I grew up here in Quebec, kind of have a mixture of both. I had the, comic book markets and the bande dessinée as well. And the bande dessinées are great because the artists over there have more of a formal training.
Right.
But the Americans, man, they're wild, they're savage, they're
Right.
pure energy at the same
Right.
time. I've gravitated to the Americans
Oh,
after
interesting.
all because I just love the savage energy that.
Yeah.
But the Europeans, dude, I get what you're saying. Like they're intimidating because the art level is so out there.
They're just like Buddhist arhants or something like that.
Mhm,
I would love to just like, I don't speak that much French. I would love to find a French publisher, but it's like I said, it's even more impenetrable than Japan for me.
Yeah, there's not a huge overlap. I hear Mike Barron is getting his Western that he did published in France.
Oh, good for him.
So he's getting like his market. And I've always been amazed why there's no overlap because the English would love to read translations of the European stuff.
I know.
And there's great.
I think a lot of it's just they don't really care to the incentive, even though it would make them a lot of money if they, published a lot of it in the U.S., especially the U.S. That's why Japan cranks it out over here, the English translations of their stuff.
100%. They just don't. I mean, that's the thing. They do not care in France. They don't care. I don't care if no one reads it. No, I don't want to read in America. I don't care. They can piece themselves. It's not important to me.
Like, and they seem to be unaffected by the culture war as well. Like they are in their own bubble.
Don't care. No, I won't do that. Don't with the politics. No, I don't care. I won't do that. Well, like here's the thing. Like apparently, like pirate, you can't find them because they don't translate them. But they're all into doing pirate comics now. And they say, "Hey, no, why are you doing a pirate comic? No one in Los Angeles or Hollywood, they want to do pirate comics." But I don't care about that. They can piss themselves. I don't care. I want to do a pirate comic. So screw everybody else. They just don't care.
They're very close to the indie movement, I find. And I find that even the American indie movement is kind of gravitating towards the French model or, the Japanese is more collected works, quote unquote, graphic novels.
Well, it'd be more towards the French, not Japanese. Japanese, you think Americans crank out comics.
Yeah, no, they don't, right? You're right. It's more European. And the indies will work like on maybe one book per year. They'll, do the whole thing. Less people involved, more artisanal. Yeah.
The more influence I see from Japan is really kind of panel layouts and shit.
Yes.
For indies, a lot of them like doing it, of course, because it's like
100%.
4 or 5 panels per page sometimes or less.
Yeah. Because the Europeans we have today is not the Europeans when I was a kid. Because now they were influenced by, as you were saying, Japanese and Americans as well, and they're getting the best of both worlds now. Yeah. It's good to see.
It is.
Because the French, I love their westerns, man. I think there's more westerns in France than in America.
Right,
it's
they
crazy.
got Blueberry. I know. They nail it. They kill it. I think it must be sort of exotic to them, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. It's back to what I was telling you. Like they like making up their own English words, and it's so funny. It makes me laugh.
Thing, America loves westerns as well.
Right.
Yeah.
No, it's like you said, it's crazy that they don't.
But then again, we love criminals in general.
That's
I don't even know about criminal.
I mean, they make great stories. I'm not gonna lie. You know.
Like who'd I recommend? I recommend Whitey Bulger.
Story
stuff.
Right near me in Boston. I live in Massachusetts, so yeah, that's just.
Well, I think someone was like, talking about, well, a criminal can't be like working for corrupt cops, and the cops wouldn't let him do anything. I'm like, yeah, well, there's like the story of Whitey Bulger where the FBI and shit was letting him run and kill and murder.
It's crazy.
What are these cards?
Yeah. Seaside Squad.
Oh, tell us about this, please.
Okay, yeah, this has been. Hopefully, the cards actually did the printer. This has been the defining saga of this campaign. I think I found a good printer for these cards. We've been like multiple printers. We've just had so many issues with these cards. It's become like a crusade against.
I gotta bring this up. Frederic, tell them your story.
Oh, with the cards, yeah. I found a good one as well. So if you're having trouble, I can always give you the one. I had them made in Montreal. The printing was perfect, but I don't know who cut them up. Like it was this guy's cousin. He brought him in on the weekend or something because every card was cut crooked.
Yes.
Not like out of 250, I could not find a sole card that I could use.
This was so hilarious because right when he got them, because he was like, "Oh man, I'm really excited to get them." and stuff. And immediately, when he got there, they were so fucked. He was so pissed about it, man.
Yeah.
It was hilarious.
But I found a better one in the States that cost less, was faster, and it was perfect. So if you need to contact, let me know. I'll drop it.
I would appreciate that. Yeah, what I did is, oh man, I feel your pain.
Did you get the same person?
I don't know. I use premium cards. I used a place in California. They die cut the cards. I think that's what you need. The cards need to be die cut. Otherwise, I had so many. Like you said, the printing wasn't so bad, but it was the cutting. All the cards were off center and just multiple problems from multiple printers.
And these are collectibles. Like these cards need to fit in like cases. Like I got these Marvel cards, right? Like this is Rogue from Marvel series. They fit perfectly in a case. You can't have it a little too long or a little too wide. It has to be the exact format. Yeah.
And the borders are perfect also in those cards. It's just like, how difficult is this, people? It's just
yeah.
It has been infuriating. So this has been a crusade. It has been a crusade. Hopefully they're coming. Hopefully this printer isn't like ghosting me now. I keep asking for an update when they're going to send it to me.
Okay, I'll send you my info just in case. I got some. I was very satisfied.
That'd be great.
Where are they?
I would appreciate that.
I got them right here.
Greatly, yeah.
Because I made the imitation Marvel because I'm working with a superhero, so I'm doing the Marvel theme. So,
that does look beautiful. Yeah, please do. Please give me their name. And dig in, please. I'd love to see
Frederic, you gotta do this.
Oh, thank you, Billy.
That looks perfect. Oh my goodness, that's it.
So I used a little bit too dark colors because I was like still thumbing my nose at the CMYK, and so I fixed those for the second one. But this is the first one, and I'm pretty satisfied with the results. Like it's close to what I'm getting.
Phenomenal.
I love that gold circuitry around the blue.
What are they called? I'm just curious of what
let me pull it up. I don't remember by heart. It's been like a few months since I ordered them. So let me find them. Okay. I'll send it to you after the show because I don't want to fumble through.
Yeah.
Because we only got a few minutes because I got to let you go in about 10 minutes.
Indeed. Okay. Yeah.
So I don't want to lose any time through that. So what's coming up in the future for this? So you've got this campaign. It's running for how long exactly? You're on
30 days. So we got this is great. This is great timing. This is the 1 week anniversary of our campaign. We have 3 weeks left on it.
Okay, awesome. So get your package today. It's a steal.
Yeah.
You're not going to regret it. These are low print comics. So these are going to be highly collectible. It's very good quality books. I'm going to, like, if I have an extra copy, I might give it as a gift because these are beautiful, especially to kids. Like, I don't know about young kids because the story, I mean, it's not for young kids. It's got a lot of action and stuff, but like, it's so beautiful. This is like receiving this as a gift, I think is perfect because it feels so welcoming. The storybook aspect, design, the illustrations, like I can see myself going back to the story multiple times.
It's written that way to hopefully things will become apparent to you in a second reading, especially the more you read. There's a lot of foreshadowing going on here, things that you wouldn't necessarily notice. Now you'll come back and go, oh, that's what's going on there.
And do you have a special muse that inspired you to create this character? She's got a very
she's kind of hot. I was reading a lot of Celtic. There was a description of, I think, Deirdre, or maybe it was Queen Maeve, but I was reading Irish mythology. And there's there's this great thing about Deirdre, about like hair like a raven's. It was sort of like Snow White, like lips of ruby red. Or I forget what the description was, but it was from one of the Irish folk tales or legends.
Tales. Oh, they got interesting tales over there. Like they've got fairy circles and things like that.
That's right. That was a big inspiration too. Actually, this was a very cool book that I read. This book was a big influence on it.
Meeting the Other Crowd.
Yeah.
Wow.
How Irish is that? That is an Irish.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. That guy's Irish. It's called a Shanahy. He's a traditional Irish storyteller. And these are stories about, well, they're called she in Gaelic. The word is she, or like elf or fairy, but they're not really like Tinkerbell. They're not like little sprites with like dragonfly wings. They're kind of terrifying.
Makes it interesting.
Yeah, it does. The stories are very dark, and you don't necessarily want to meet the she. You definitely don't want to upset them. You try to kind of avoid them, and yeah.
And they hang around in these like special zones. Is there like fairy circles or places where the veil is thinner and things like that?
Yeah, exactly. It's called a rath, which is like it's called a fairy fort. There are these what are they called? Henge circles. They're all over Ireland. Hawthorn bushes tend to grow in the middle of them. They don't know why.
The fairy rings.
Right, exactly. Yep, that's right. The she circles. That's right.
Oftentimes they're mushrooms. They're lined with mushrooms.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly. There's a story in here. There was like a major highway they were building, and they actually diverted the highway so that they didn't disturb one of the fairy circles.
They take it seriously if they're moving a highway, right?
Yeah. No, they definitely do. So that was another thing we wanted to do. Like, what is a fairy? What is an elf? What is a dwarf? Going back, looking at like going very, very deep into like the Celtic mythology, the original source material, like the Germanic and Celtic myths. So yeah.
And where do you see this comic series going? Like, how many issues do you have in your head? Is it a very long story? Is it a short one? What's your perspective on that?
It's very long. I'll just keep doing this as long as I can. I mean, I'm just sort of trying to like get it out one book at a time, but it is based on a novel. The novel's about, each album is going to be about 2 chapters. The first novel is about 36 chapters. And that's written. That's ready to go. That's right. Exactly.
Is the novel something published, or is this something that's unpublished? You're working from that.
Yeah, novel is not published. It was one of the most psychologically traumatizing events of my entire life, trying to get the novel published. You know, I didn't realize how bad. No one tells you that they're in a deranged death cult, and I hadn't realized. I didn't realize.
I'm sorry I wasn't forthcoming with you.
Exactly, they're not exactly forthcoming. So So I think a lot of the trouble that I had getting the novel published has to do with some of these hateful and regressive politics that have taken over.
Yeah, I hear you, man.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah,
that's why we're doing our own indie network here and helping people who are getting connected to people who just love comics and want to support indie stuff.
Yeah. Because
it's the indie sphere that has the most creative stories, has the most love for the media as well. You got to pay a little extra, but it's a luxury product. And Arvid, you really make it feel like a luxury product. When you get it in your hand, you definitely get what you pay for. It's a beautiful, beautiful gift to give to yourself or to someone else. And dude, I wish you the best success of this campaign. Like, I think you're off to a good start. I'm going to help push the word out as much as I can to get you guys known out there, and hopefully get you on other streams.
That'd be
and get the word around. Because people have been asking, people have seen you around, people want to know more. And I've got a few people who told me they were going to come and listen to this stream after the fact because they're curious to see what's happening. What's this strategy? What's this new approach?
Strategy. We're just muddling through it, just trying to get one book at one album out at a time.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I think what counts is that there's a lot of love, and you can feel it oozing from the page everywhere. From the I noticed another comic maker who Eric Weathers added a little sticker like this. So where did you get the idea for that? That's such a nice little touch.
Thank you. You know, we worked hard finding vendors who could produce just like those boxes. If you want the Pack Mojo, they actually did a page on us, like a Pack Mojo page. They do stickers and they do boxes. I could not believe the prices at Pack Mojo, and you saw the quality too. It's just great. I do not mind proselytizing for vendors who've done a good job for me. So the cards that we had printed, I will not be mentioning those printers. And I'm doing
I'll send you the link, and you can send me that Packet Mojo link, and we'll trade, because I think this is kind of going to push. Oh, we got Lord Otter here just in time. Lord Otter, I'm glad you're here. I wanted you to meet Arvid. He's on his way out in 5 minutes, but he's got such an interesting project that you have to check out, Otter.
Hello. I do apologize for being so late. It's great to meet you, man. I'm excited to see what you got.
Thank you.
Otter's also an author. He's hasn't done a comic, but he's got a lot of comic book artists doing illustrations for his second novel there coming out.
I'm a published author about to come out with my second book.
That's awesome.
Thank you. But yeah, I'm excited to see your project. Let's see, Band of the Crow, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, and you got to check out the map. You remember how we're always asking authors, do you have a map of your life?
Yeah, I am a map enthusiast.
Oh.
How did you find this map artist, Arvid? Can you tell us a little bit before I let you go about her?
This is actually even before I met Oren. I cannot remember how I first stumbled across Francesca. I think it was just on Facebook. I just did fantasy map cartography. I tried to do it myself. I couldn't do it myself. I couldn't even tell you. It was so long ago. Francesca, I should mention this. She actually did 2 maps. I want to have her do more. She did 2 maps for us. The second map I can't reveal yet because it's much later on in the story. But we do have a second map that she did for us as well.
Oh, interesting. You heard it here first, gentlemen. The second map that's going to be coming out in the future.
Smaller, bigger. I don't know. It's just of an island. It's just that there's a setting of an island in the story. So it's a map of this one kind of tiny island.
It's the beauty of these maps. They transport you to the world instantly. It feels like you're navigating the world yourself.
No, exactly. There's nothing. Not nothing, but I mean, there may be some things I hate more than this. But I never like it when a fantasy map looks too literal, like it looks like it was done with like GPS and satellites and.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about. For me, it's like a good fantasy map should evoke the feeling of the world. It should make your mind go, what's in this like mountain range, or what's in this forest? What's around the next corner?
Right. Exactly. It should tell you something about the people that made it too. It should be an artifact from the world. It should tell you something about the people that live in that world. Yeah.
Like when there's little like animals drawn in the little regions and stuff like that on the sides, the margins.
Exactly. To me, that's world building. To me, it's not just the geography of the map; it's the way that the map's presented. That's almost even more important as far as world building is, as far as I'm concerned. Just giving like a flavor of the world. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. One of the best, actually, one of my Ultima 5, one of the best maps I've ever gotten came with this computer game, Ultima 5. It was this beautiful cloth map. It was made of cloth, and you open up the box. There was like a little talisman of the Ankh of the Avatar, and this beautiful cloth map. It was almost like a D&D booklet too. They had like these beautiful illustrations of all the monsters that you encountered.
I wanted to ask you that. Do you do any tabletop role playing? Is that part of the inspiration?
Yeah, definitely. I was super into Warhammer Fantasy role play. Yeah. I played a lot of that. Did a lot of Champions. I'm a big, Steve Jackson fan. I played a lot of the Palladium games, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I loved that one. They had a great Robotech RPG. It was just awesome.
I played that back in the day. Dude, this is so awesome. I got to let you go because we're at your 1 hour mark, but we got to have you back. This is so much to talk about. I wish you the best with this campaign. I'm going to go get the full story. I'm going to get the map as well. I encourage everybody else who's interested to check it out. Look closely. It's a great project. I've seen half the book so far, and it's absolutely beautiful. Thank you as well for the extra gift you sent me. I really appreciate it, Arvid. I'm super glad to have connected with you on Twitter and to have this chance to talk with you today. So I hope we can talk again soon. And I hope you blasted out the park with this campaign, man.
Thank you very much. Much appreciated. Here we go.
All right. Talk to you soon, man.
All right. Yeah. Nice to meet you. Okay. Take care. Yeah. We'll do it again.
Yep. Great, man. Talk to you soon.
God bless, sir.
All right. Bye.
Yeah. He had a hard out at 9 o'clock, so cutting it short.
It's definitely understandable.
So now you're stuck in here with us.
I'm not stuck in here with you. You're stuck in here with me. But I have
That's right.
something
Talk
for
dirty to me.
you. I have something for you guys. I have a little surprise. I have a little candy. Yeah. We got lots of Sabrina now.
Hi, Sabrina.
Billy sent me a video. I got 2 clips out of that, and then I started digging on my own for more Sabrina videos. You never have too
That was quite a compilation.
Yeah, that's kind of the mix episode, I guess you could say. How's this? Yeah, we're all evenly distributed. This is bad. Okay, I could stop sharing this one here. Band of the Crow. Check it out. It's very cool.
Yeah, I already backed it.
Nice.
That art sold me.
Yeah, I give it a chance because of the low price, and I live in Canada. But I was surprised. I was seeing everybody on Twitter was like taking pictures of the box when they got it, and I was like, "Whoa, this is cool! Like, I want to see like an unboxing," and I couldn't find none. And I was like, "Oh, this deserves one." So I did my first unboxing just for this one. It's and it kind of like it's inspiring for when you put your own product together to send to people. Like, there's a lot to think of when you get like the box it comes in, when you open it, the whole opening experience as well. That's part of it. I mean, you don't always control that naturally, especially when you're doing books through Amazon and things like that. But for people who can control it, it's something to think about. And he's certainly excelling in that domain. He's a true professional who's having a hard time getting his story out and using like the indie avenue, the indie pipelines that we got today. So pretty cool. So super happy to have him on.
Yeah, it's super cool. I'm super happy to hear it, honestly.
Yeah, fantasy seems to be horribly underrepresented. Underrepresented in comics.
In comics, right? There's a few. We got Immortal Rising, Aaron.
Yep.
We got Sword and
that one too.
Yeah, there's a few. Yeah, you're right.
But I mean, most of them are either sci-fi, horror, or everything rolled into one. Like, say, the big two, Marvel and DC. You got both fantastical as well as science fictional and just straight up cosmic at times.
Yeah.
But just a straight up fantasy comic, I don't see that too often.
Yeah, I like that he's going back to the roots of fantasy and the authors that inspired Tolkien and all that. I can really dig into that. I'm like, okay, this is OG. This has got roots in, I was going to say fairy tale, but like old storytelling,
And don't get me wrong, I love that mix of sci-fi and fantasy, obviously. I'm very much into the Immortal Rising series.
Yeah.
But just straight up fantasy, medieval fantasy, sword and sorcery. We're not seeing much of that out of comics right now. And maybe it's because the comic scene is hurting so bad right now. But I think we're seeing more and more indies coming out with real quality stuff. And we'll probably see a flip where I think we'll see another surge in comics, but it's not going to be the big mainline guys that are going to be, they're not going to control as big a space on the board as they used to, you know?
Yeah, because I think the indies are the biggest risk takers. So you're probably going to have a few hits. I'm expecting a couple of hits to come from the indies because there's a lot of good, talented people who are taking risks with stuff that you don't see in the mainstream, you don't see in the main line. And I think eventually they're going to hit something, hit a nerve and take off. And it's going to be another Star Wars or another, Fire and Ice.
Yeah, I mean, wasn't Star Wars technically an indie film itself? The first one?
Yes, he wanted to license, what was it called? The equivalent of it's the Flash Gordon. So George Lucas, his initial idea was, I'm going to license Flash Gordon. We're going to do that. We're going to produce something that can be serial storytelling through that. And they told him yes, but gave him an offer that was laughing in his face. So sure, you can do it. We'll just make it unaffordable for you and it'll be, nothing in it for you. So he was like, well, F you guys. I'll just invent my own, and that's what he did. So, he
worked out pretty well for him.
Yeah, but his biggest success is actually the fuckers selling him at a cheap price for the sequel rights to Star Wars because they didn't think it was going to be a big hit.
Again, you kind of
really blurbed out there.
Yeah.
They didn't think it was going to do well, so they let him buy the sequel rights.
Yep, sequel and product and merch, which was just posters and T-shirts back in the day. So they were like, "Why do you? Okay, you want the rights to the T-shirts and posters, whatever." And he forfeited his director's salary, I believe, for that, something like that. And yeah, that paid off. that paid off pretty well for old Georgie.
Otter, does she have clothes on? Oh, okay, she does.
It's her special swimsuit, okay? I just unlocked it.
Is this the 33 game?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, I've been hearing a lot about that game.
The game is very French so far.
Because I'm still trying to figure out what it's all about because I'm not a JR.
It was very gay. It has dong physics for some reason.
What game are you playing, Billy?
That one.
Oh, you're playing it as well?
No. The thing. Oh my God. Look it up, Otter. I saw a fucking clip where someone's like, "Oh, there's dong physics in the fucking swimsuit for the."
Oh, so you were searching for dong physics and you got onto this game?
Yeah, sure did.
Oh.
Well, to be fair, this is the same guy that always says roll for pecker size. So.
Anyway, it's pretty French.
Hang on.
But I keep hearing about it though. It seems to be a rising star.
It's kind of one of those games that sort of just hit the scene all of a sudden, and it's been taking the scene by storm just a little bit. It's what I've kind of noticed. Combat's pretty fun in this game.
Let them know not to become too popular, and Nintendo will find a reason to shut them down.
Well, I mean, you got a point there.
Are they stealing it while everything's owned by Nintendo, right? With the patent infringement strategy.
Yeah, how dare you use game mechanics? Don't you know all game mechanic codes are owned by Nintendo?
Yeah, developers have been railing against those patents for years because it'll hinder a lot of creativity. It's a way for the big guys to just make it unaffordable for the little guys to do anything.
Oh, you're going to love this. I was going to cancel my Nintendo Online account.
But you were telling me about this.
Yeah, I just thought about that today. I'm like, I need to cancel that. Not realizing where on the calendar we were. And right here on the show, my phone goes off. I got an email. Receipt for my Nintendo Online. I'm like, crap. It already hit. And as I scrolled through the receipt down at the bottom, there was a copyright notice on the receipt. I'm like, Seriously? Even
Really?
on a receipt, I'm getting a copy. There's copyright label. Wow. I mean, I know that's standard, but just with
Listen.
everything going on, it just looked funny.
Yeah, I get the corporations have to protect their stuff, but when you're overprotective, you're like, it's like the bouncer at the club. If he's too violent and too aggressive, he's actually going to push people away from the club. You know what I mean? It's Nintendo. You got to go iron hand in a velvet glove is usually the way to go. But no. So what did you
You know what?
post
They
something
probably
about like
did.
dangerous uploads, like because they can push updates that'll break your thing now.
Yep.
So
which reminds me, I've already got the template laid out. I got to fill out. I got to write my letter to opt out of arbitration. Has to be done within 30 days. So I still got about 22 days left to send it.
yeah, the worst nightmare stories about is like Adobe, right? Like I remember seeing people sharing when they're trying to cancel their Adobe subscription, and there's a fee, and it's like not a cheap fee. Is it like $70 or $90, something like that? You got to pay a hefty fee to stop getting
Early
paid.
termination fee, yeah.
But I mean, how is it early?
Just stopping a payment.
Yeah, because you have to pay
Yeah,
every
that's
month.
nuts.
The Adobe software.
Yeah, but you could also call your bank to fucking tell them to not let that thing go through and then fuck with them.
Right, that's an option as well. But
That's
damn, man, that's pretty low. It's almost mafia tactics, you know. Dark patterns.
Mario's going to start talking with a new Italian accent. He's going to be like, "Hey, yo, Tony,
hey,
I need
yo,
to talk to you.
You got to pay your insurance.
You guys, go away. We need some privacy."
Yeah, I've heard it all. Thank you so much for playing my game. Now pay my fucking fee.
Damn.
Woohoo!
You're gonna like it so much.
Is that Luigi?
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
No,
Luigi.
he fled.
So how deep are you into the game so far, Otter?
Not deep at all.
Who was the better voice of Mario? Charles Martinet or Captain Lou Albano?
Well, we all know it's Chris Pratt.
I got no problem with him doing the voice.
He's actually not the worst.
Amount of backlash for
Yeah,
it.
he worked for it, right? He practiced that voice.
Yeah, like let's put it this way. I watched the movie for the first time, like just the other day. Surprisingly good movie, by the way. The voice acting actually surprised me. Chris Pratt was pretty good in the role.
Yeah, I had no problems with it.
Yeah. Same.
But you guys do remember when Captain Lou Albano was doing it, right?
Which one is that? Is that
Super Mario Brothers Super Show? And
oh yeah, he was good. You're right. Yeah.
And he and what was his name? The other guy doing Luigi. I mean, they actually kind of looked the part, especially for the 80s, you know?
Well, yeah, because they weren't just voicing animated cartoons; they were doing live action on those shows and introducing the cartoons. Yeah.
No, what was really cool was I remember one episode when they did that. They would do the live action bit at the beginning and the end, and then the main body of it was a cartoon.
But he wasn't doing the voice of the cartoons.
The guy who did the voice of Inspector Gadget to show up as Inspector Gadget on the show.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he was like the main character in that show. Check It Out, sitcom about a grocery store. But yeah, unfortunately, he's passed on now. But it was actually, I think all three of them are the guy who did Inspector Gadget, Captain Lou, and the guy who did Luigi, who was. This is one of those things. If you ever go back and watch it, I know it's a little kid's show, but you'll see him playing Luigi, and it's like, why is a talented actor like this doing on a show here? You know,
man, you got to keep working.
I mean, he was just he was just good. He was good at what he does, and it's like this is kind of really a 2-bit show for his talent.
Yeah, but sometimes you can't find a gig. You got to take what pays. Comes around in a TV show, his regular work.
Honestly, I think the reason he was so good in the role was just because he was having fun. He looked like he was legitimately enjoying his role.
Yeah, they were, both of them. They were dancing around like crazy, playing plumbers. I bet they never even played the game.
Yeah, Otter, you heard the Mario Brothers rap in the beginning for their commercial, right?
Oh yeah, I'm well familiar with it.
That comes from the Super Mario Brothers Super Show.
Yep. I'm very well aware of that. So this is another thing about the movie that I noticed. Like, the movie was very smart in the way that it was chock full of fan service if you dug for it. There were tons and tons of references in that movie. There was the DK rap at one point that I picked out. I freaking love that was in the movie. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm not going to say it's a perfect movie, but it was kind of exactly what it needed to be.
meant to be.
Yep.
Yeah. Now
there's
the
a browse
funniest thing
that
about it.
poster above someone's room for the Japanese audience.
Try that again. I couldn't hear you.
So there was a browse that fucking poster above one of the person's bedroom
Was there really?
for the Japanese audience.
Wow.
I don't think people will get that joke unless you're like a nasty pervert.
Now, the thing about the movie that made me laugh, that wasn't intended to make me laugh, but I couldn't help it. All right. When me, Sana, and her brother Josh would get together and play Mario Kart, we would play music while doing it. And one song we played quite often was Thunderstruck. And when in that movie, when they went to build their carts and go driving, they were playing Thunderstruck. I saw that in the theater with Sana, and we looked at each other, started laughing. It's like they had to play that song of all songs. Wow. So
it's a good song.
It is. Nintendo, why do you gotta make me hate you right now?
I went to see the Thunderbolts on Sunday.
What'd you think of it?
It's pretty bad.
Is it?
Yeah, I had started having fun with it towards the end, but it was pretty painful watching the beginning.
That's too bad because I did actually was kind of hoping for this one. I mean, was this steps in the right direction at least?
You might enjoy it. You might have a different opinion than me. The cast is good. I think they had a good choice of characters, except maybe for the woman who used to play Elaine on Seinfeld and her assistant. They're pretty off. But the thing is, it's all the
off. Or I mean, I know the character's kind of meant to be hated.
No, it's not. It's not. It's off in the sense that it's Marvel off. You know, Marvel is often the tone varies. Like it's
gotcha.
funny, but not quite. And they even have a moment where she's almost doing some Seinfeld humor. They're just repeating the same word back and forth like she used to do with Jerry.
Frederic, you're also going to appreciate this. Every character in this game so far has a French outfit that you can change them into.
Oh, interesting. That's cool.
But is it the snails?
It's got a steampunk aesthetic a little bit. Am I wrong or?
You're not entirely wrong. It's kind of a Magitech aesthetic,
it's not
a little bit.
Steampunk per se. Yeah. It's kind of historical, magical.
It's very much kind of like it has a bit of an Art Deco style to it. I don't know how to explain it because the game feels a little timeless in a way where it could take place in just about any time period. It's very much post-apocalyptic, but it's strange.
It's beautiful, but I can't make out what it is. Like, I'm like, it's a nice shiny thing, but I'm not sure it's for me.
Where'd she get her ability to glide?
I don't know. Ask her.
And I don't think it works very well on Steam Deck yet. I think they have
it's Unreal 5. It's not optimized.
No, exactly. You have the issues with Unreal 5 most of the time.
I mean, it looks good and it plays well. The character I'm playing looks pretty nice, but I mean, if you're looking for performance, yeah, that might be something that will be a little tough for the moment, just because of Unreal 5 and how terribly optimized it is.
Now, when I watched you play it on your stream a couple weeks ago, or a week ago, whenever it was, I was thinking it looked kind of round about mid 1800s.
Kind of. I would say probably like 1920s, maybe. It's kind of the feeling I get just a little bit. Um, the game itself, though, the story is good. It leaves you in the dark on a lot of things. I'm kind of curious to see where the twists take me, but the combat is kind of like a highlight, and I wasn't expecting it to be. It's very much kind of like it feels like a resource management game in a lot of ways.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Each character has their own kind of like gameplay gimmick. Like, let's see, out of my party, Gustav, he has like his overcharge ability where his arm, it's like his prosthetic arm charges up like the more you attack and deal damage, and it pretty much creates a powerful attack if it goes to full. Lune is all about like elements and taints. Yeah, I don't know about that one too much. Mael, she has like different like fencing stances, and you're trying to alternate between them. And Ciel is almost like a trading card game or something.
These are all French words. Like lune means moon, ciel is sky.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's made by dirty French people.
Yeah, it's over here. Like
Well-
these are ex-Ubisoft employees.
Well, speaking of stuff made by dirty French people, I just read the first issue of the new printing of Heavy Metal magazine.
Oh yeah, tell us about that.
Oh, it was pretty amazing. Well, I'm not going to say it was perfect, but it felt like Heavy Metal magazine.
So you're saying
like-
it's a reprint, correct?
No, this is like new stories.
Oh, this is a new edition of that.
Yes, they actually brought back Heavy Metal magazine and started printing new issues again. And like some of the artwork in it looks incredible, actually. Some of it is a little missed, but it's like, I don't know. It kind of strikes that balance where it has a lot of topical subjects, but it puts it through an artistic lens instead of trying to preach at you or anything.
So by artistic lens, do you mean boobs?
Yes, that too.
Okay, cool.
There's a lot of boobs. A lot of boobs.
Just wanted to make sure it was really heavy metal, you know?
Yeah. It also has the return of Tarna in a couple of stories. And yeah, it's not afraid to show off Tarna.
So is it all comics, or is it a mixture of comics and articles and stories?
It's kind of a mix. There's a few articles in it. There's one or two short stories as well, where, well, it's more like free form poems or something like that. But it was still really neat. I really enjoyed it.
And is it artists from Europe, or are these American artists doing the heavy metal magazine now?
I think these are largely European artists.
Oh, interesting.
It's one of those things where you can tell with just how the artwork is rendered. I'm like, this feels like Bond Dessiné to me. It does not feel like American artwork.
Yeah, you can usually tell. I mean, the format is different as well. Like the Bond Dessinés are a little wider in proportion to the Americans, which are a bit slimmer. Speaking of American comics, I just saw something on Fund My Comic by Pete Samedi. He's crowdfunding to be able to print people's comics in old newsprint. Well, not old newsprint, but newsprint, like the old comics. And I got my eye on that. That's pretty interesting because newsprint comics are incredible feel. Like I like them more. The more I see modern comics, I think newsprint might be an interesting option. So I'm going to try that out. He's got a crowdfunding. You can get at least one copy of your comic on newsprint. So I'm going to do a test run with that and see how that goes. And maybe I'll go newsprint with Ratel. Who knows?
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it either way. I'm just now getting into formatting proper with my second book. I was working on the glossary there for a bit, adding quite a bit to it. Quite a lot I was adding overall. I gotta admit.
I think it's about time for another Sabrina clip.
Do it.
We got this one here. This is from the one you sent me, Bill.
Thank you, Sabrina.
All Sabrina, all the time. Welcome to the Sabrina channel.
It's good to be here. I know I'm with friends.
A little bit of background noise. And a little bit of under fire. It's kind of campfire music. Yeah, that's a little better. All right, let's get back to inking.
Oh, Otter, I'm at like level 28. I did the Mages, Dark Brotherhood, and Thieves Guild quests are fully done now.
Oh, nice. Are you just doing all of the guild quests with one
concentrated
character?
on their video game?
Yes. You can, oh fuck, I forgot the saying. I was gonna make a saying about Skyrim.
The one thing I really don't like about
18.
What is it? You can take the Skyrim out of the title.
Are you guys speaking and I'm not hearing you? Or am I having a sound issue?
I can hear you. Can
I saw
you
you
hear me?
bouncing, Billy Bob. Can you say something, guys? No, I'm not having a sound issue.
Squeak, 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 squeak.
Oh, I'm not hearing anything. This is bad.
Squeak, squeak. Squeak.
Alrighty.
Otter, you're talking, but I'm not hearing you. Okay, so this might be a me issue. Let me hop out and back
talking
in.
rock.
I do get these bugs from StreamYard sometimes. Let's try that.
And Otter, my character is so broken.
That sounds about right. This is a Bethesda game.
I have so many like magic items that increase my strength. To the point where I have like 655 carrying capacity. I have like over 300,000 gold.
Okay, here you find it. Okay, Lose Wrangler. Here we go.
Thank you. I lost connection and got booted.
Oh, I hope I didn't do that.
No, you didn't.
It was the strangest things. I couldn't hear you guys, but I still heard the background music, which is like, what is going on, StreamYard? Seriously.
So Otter, eventually I might get around to doing that main quest in the DLCs.
Oh, nice.
The last part I left off on the main quest was him being like, all right, we got to go to the dungeon to find the one person with the book.
You're talking to Oblivion, right?
Mm.
Yeah.
That's where I left off. Let's see how it is.
Those Oblivion characters freak me the F out. They're like nightmare fuel.
They are better in the remaster, but in the original, oh god, they're terrifying.
Nah, well, the NPC ones are better. You can still make monstrosities. The thing is, in the original game, they all look like potato like Play-Doh. Whereas this one, like they gave like every skin on the characters realistic, so like the weird shape stuff.
Oh, you don't like the Gumby look?
The what?
The Gumby look?
The Gumby look.
Yeah, Gumby, you know, Gumby and Pokey, the claymation cartoon.
No.
Not when you're playing a medieval game, I would imagine.
Nobody remembers Gumby.
I remember Gumby.
Character looks great.
I remember Gumby.
Pepperidge Farm remembers Gumby.
That's right.
Stop with these ice attacks, Mr. Turtle.
But the Dark Brotherhood quest is actually really good. The Thieves Guild quest is very anticlimactic once you become guild member. Like, oh, this is your new guild that you have, and like nobody's in there. Like, this is just like the fucking basement to a house, man. What the fuck? If you remember it, Otter.
Yeah, it's been a little while since I played the Dark Brotherhood quest line, but yeah, it's basically just somebody's basement.
No, the Thieves Guild. The Dark Brotherhood.
Oh, Thieves Guild. I barely remember the Thieves Guild quest line, if I'm being truly honest.
You do all the quests in the different cities and rank up, and then you eventually start doing quests for the Grey Fox. The Grey Fox is planning to do the Elder Scrolls heist. And when you break the curse on the thing and he makes you the Grey Fox, now the leader, he's like, oh, but you need to go here to the Thieves Guild hideout. You're now, you're the Grey Fox and shit. You literally go there. It is literally like a back room of a house.
That sounds about right.
And there was like none of the other guild members in there. I'm like, this sucks. Like, this one was actually, what the fuck?
It's a pretty cool shadow effect there, Frederic.
Oh, are you talking about the shadow here?
Yeah.
Yeah, trying to make it dramatic. I mean, you'd have to picture a light source being behind here, and there's a few things that don't quite fit, but it's always about more the drama than the exact perfect.
Well, I figure you already sat there and thought long and hard about it. Where's narratively, where's the light coming from?
I mean, yeah, I'm looking more for dramatic than absolute realism. It's nice to be able to project these. It's very cinematic. You always see these shots in the movies where you see the shadow coming down as the person's walking down the alley.
Oh, Otter, and I can't wait to do the main quest because I already know that every enemy scales to like the Daedra, the spider ones, and the big crocodile ones.
Yeah.
So I can't wait to get to the main quest where there's a big battle. It's just
thing is, like, I'm already, like, I haven't played Oblivion in about a week or so, but I'm already at the point in that game where even like the spider Daedra and the Daedroths are not nearly as much of a problem as they are when you first see them.
They're not a problem for me, funny enough. I'm also fighting now, like around level 24, you start fighting like those big giant blue Daedra dudes, T something, whatever they're called. They look like mini maroons, Dagon type dudes. Those are laughably easy to kill.
Come on, CL. You're not nearly as hot as Lunan, but at the very least, we can give you a baguette costume. Okay, you look a lot better. Oh, wait. I can still be Loon. Interesting. Who put this ladder here? How indecent of them.
There's beautiful colors as well in the game.
At times it almost borders on visual noise, but I think it just barely remain cohesive enough. Barely.
Oh, sometimes
it looks
goes
like
overboard.
standard UE5 coloring and lighting shit. To be honest with you.
Oh, pretty standard. Could be. I'm not very familiar with it. I'm playing old games, you know.
I'm talking more about like how the continent looks and everything. Like everything is literally like suspended up above in the air or something like that.
Well, every time I see it, just looks like generic, like way too colorful fantasy. I don't know. I've noticed that like lately, a lot of fantasy games all fucking follow that same fucking trend.
I think this one has a little more justification than most, and that's because this is like heavily inspired by a lot of JRPGs like Final Fantasy and stuff. Final Fantasy has always had that trend to it. Every single 3D one, anyway.
Still, ew. I mean, it's better than the fucking piss filter, but you know.
That is true.
Yeah, if you go back to games from 2007 and up.
I was thinking of New Vegas that had that orange.
Yeah, it's a piss filter.
Use. Yeah, the first thing you put in as the mod is get rid of that.
And it was a lot of games and movies done it. It was either the piss filter or it was the fucking blue filter. And then for some reason, Bethesda decided to get cocky and give us a green filter for Fallout 3.
Yeah, that came before Vegas. Yeah. They're remastering it now. I wonder how that's going to come out.
Well, we won't see that until 2027.
Yeah, after GTA 6, eh?
Or 2027, 2028, because we knew it took them 3 years or something. It ended up getting delayed because of the COVID bullshit, but because I think the remaster for Oblivion was supposed to come out like 2 years ago. Ended up getting pushed back. And they're pretty much going to be copying what they did with Oblivion for Fallout 3s. On to that. Then I sent you a lot of the mapping project on GTA 6.
Yeah, I saw that. That's very interesting.
Yeah, they're starting to think that the map is a little bit smaller than they originally thought it was going to be. Because in those screenshots, it does give you a pretty good idea of the distance between some of these places. You know? Also, Otter, how did you like the Milton joke?
The Milton joke?
Mm-hmm.
About the different missions?
Nah. The actor who played Milton is going to be the fucking drug dude who's sending you on missions in that game.
Yeah. What was the joke, though?
That he's Milton.
Oh.
Just the casting is the joke.
Yeah, instead of, he's going to say he wants his cocaine, but it's actually a red stapler. There better be a red stapler in his office or something.
Oh, that Milton. Okay, I didn't get the reference. Holy shit. Okay, I get it now.
Yeah,
Office
the dude who's playing
Space is
Brian, the
amazing.
one you said at the very beginning of the trailer.
Yep. The one who's asking about the roof. What you doing? Fixing leaks? No.
He's a drug...
Where's my stapler? Supposed to get my stapler. My red stapler.
He's going to be doing that.
That's an epic
Hopefully that
movie.
game doesn't get delayed, but if we don't see a trailer by December, it's delayed. There's no way. We're fucked. Then it'll be fall.
Well, I mean, we got a GTA 6 trailer. Should be,
Wow, hold on. Dude, after 514 days of pure silence, we got a trailer and screenshots.
Which 514 is exactly the area code for Montreal. They're sending a signal there. I know it.
Dude, people were getting so desperate for a trailer, they were literally fucking pointing out the different types of drinks in trailer 1.
Yeah, I know.
It's
People
like,
get
Jesus Christ, guys.
hyper autistic with that stuff.
Like, so I remember telling Otter this. I was like, somebody on the Reddit was pointing out the different types of fucking clouds. I'm like, go outside, guys. Go outside.
Touch grass.
Jesus fucking Christ. Who the fuck is going to spend fucking even 2 hours looking at that shit. Calm down. That's stupid.
I just
Yeah.
thought of a joke for Otter. Have you ever called yourself autistic? OTTISTIC?
Autistic.
Autistic, yeah.
Yeah,
I
I'm an
remember
autistic otter.
Your subtitle used to say autistic squeaker.
No, but he does call
Autistic
himself
squeaker.
tag-hearted, No, right.
Yes. I
See, you
regret
can agree
nothing.
to it.
I misheard the last part. What was it said again?
We're
I was
flipping
too
that.
busy. I was too busy on
we're
upgrades
flipping
and
that.
looking at Loon's derriere here.
1 hour, 40 minutes, and something odd seconds. We're clipping that. I asked you if you call yourself fag-tarded, and you said yes.
Fuck.
I didn't even hear
I walked
it.
right
so-
into that one. I didn't even hear it. I was
Yeah,
just,
I'm not sure if
whatever. I
everybody heard it.
don't mind.
Well, you said yes.
I walked right into that one.
I'm not gonna lie, you might get copyright hit on that.
Yeah, I know, but luckily we can just snip them out, just clip them out.
So, also, Tez 2 is like another, he's not really a leaker. He kind of is, for GTA and shit. The GTA 4, it's not a remaster. People keep saying remaster and taking what he's saying in context. What he actually said was like a port for GTA 4. I wish it was a real remaster. That game deserves a remaster. Of all fucking Rockstar games,
I mean,
it deserves
you
it.
can almost remaster it with mods.
Yeah, but that's on PC only, and not everyone has a PC. You see?
Right, okay.
And to be fair, the PC version of GTA 4 is actually still fucked. You have to mod it to get to play. Because they fucked the optimization on that real bad. To where, like, Frederic, if you didn't install any of those mods, the game would run like absolute fucking ass.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
it
you have
runs
to.
terrible.
Same with Fallout New Vegas. Like, I don't think you can run an unmodded copy.
I'm pretty sure you can.
Yeah,
you
but
just
it
don't want
crashes
to.
a whole lot. I remember
Yeah,
when I was playing that
That's
initially.
it's Otter, you remember it, don't you? It's the memory. It's a specific memory leak issue, and it's even on the console version on Xbox and stuff and PlayStation.
With which game?
Fallout New Vegas.
New Vegas.
What was the glitch exactly?
It's something that causes a memory leak in the game, and that's why you get those random fucking crashes out of nowhere.
Yeah, it crashed really often. Like, I had, but I think New Vegas was even worse.
New Vegas, it was a specific bug that was going on, or a specific issue that was going on with it. I need to ask Gino. I think actually would know what I'm talking about, but it's very well documented, and it affects the Xbox and PlayStation 3 versions as well. Has that going on, where just random times the game just goes, it has the memory leak and eventually causes it to crash. Remember, it was even happening to me, Otter, when I was playing Fallout New Vegas, like, what was it, a couple years ago at this point? When that game caused that fucking DLC. Fuck that DLC.
I think there was only like one. There's only been a couple of times when I played New Vegas on my Xbox where it actually crashed on me. Maybe I was lucky. Who
You were
knows?
lucky. Trust me, I had it happen. I know it is the memory leak, and it's a random crash. It's not like, oh, I opened my inventory while explosions are happening. That's when the game crashed. No, it's like, no. It's very specific. It just decides it wants to crash randomly.
Okay, that makes sense.
I think if you put a lot of points in your luck, you get less crashes.
But either way, that's with the Fallout New Vegas. But Fallout or GTA 4 was just bad optimization all around.
Yeah, and it's old graphics as well. You kind of want to give it a little bit of modding to bring it up to date.
I mean, I don't really care for the graphic. Like, the graphics don't bother me. I'm used to playing. I played it back when it was 360, so I still remember the 720p barely hitting. So I would love an actual remaster. I think it deserves it. What he's talking about that might come out, that is not a remaster. People keep saying it's not a remaster. It's a port, like what they did with Red Dead Redemption 1. Red Dead Redemption 1 was not a remaster.
So when you say a port, they usually port it to a specific system, right?
Yes.
So they're porting it to what system?
PlayStation 5.
Okay.
Nintendo.
Right. Oh, but it's such an advanced system that it would be worth pimping it a little bit, right? Not just a port, but an upgrade?
No, it would just be a port. So Red Dead Redemption 1. This was last year or a year before they did the Red Dead Redemption 1. Now, just keep in mind, Red Dead Redemption 1 never came out on PC. But that port was really just for PlayStation and PC. It wasn't for Xbox. Xbox didn't even get a version because Xbox already had a backwards compatible. The Xbox version was actually better than the PS5 one because the backwards compatible one had the 4K and kind of the fake HDR thing that Xbox was doing, and at 60 frames a second, of course. That's what's going to happen with the GTA 4 one, unless it's an actual remaster and not a port. Then you could probably see it coming on the next gen and actually be worth getting. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we'll keep an eye out. Well, already got mine copy of GTA 4, so
I did too. I got mine on the backwards compatible on Xbox, which is how unless there's a graphical improvement, if it's an actual graphical improvement, I have seen no reason to ever buy it. Just because on the Xbox version it's 60 frames. Unless they finally fix the final mission that's bugged on PC and Xbox. Because the climbing up mechanic at the very final mission is tied to frame rate, and it breaks when the frame rate goes above 30. So it makes
that the bug related to the helicopter, or am I thinking of some? Okay, that's the same thing. Yeah,
it's the one. It is able to beat on PC. You can actually limit your frames, so you can fix it that way. On Xbox, just take 2 of your knuckles and go lightning speed on the fucking A button back and forth, and you'll do it.
Yeah.
I've helped so many people out with that. They're like, "What the fuck? I can't beat this." And I was like, "Just do this."
Yeah.
There you go. It's bullshit that Rockstar can't get off their ass and fix this, like patch it. Because I guess it's too much to ask for that. That wee little billion-dollar company. Too much.
Probably have nobody working on it. Like, it's probably a done project.
Yeah, but if you're gonna have put it on a console, I mean, it's not that much to expect a billion-dollar company to get like an intern.
Yeah, they should
at least fucking find it and just fix it.
Yeah, at least fix the game-breaking bugs. I think that's part of the port. They should have been fixed in the beginning first to start off with, but part of the port should be that, trying to fix all those game breaker.
I wonder, Otter, if they're gonna fix shit in the remaster for Oblivion. They do need to. The archery thing is an actual fucking kind of a game-breaking bug.
Yeah, I'm honestly not sure.
Where if you paralyze somebody with the natural ability when you level up bows and shit, and if you shoot it and reapply the thing while they're paralyzed, it crashes the game. It hard crashes it.
Well, that's how you know you're playing a Bethesda game.
I'm like, this needs to be fixed. Because I don't think they've updated it yet. Probably won't. Because Bethesda kind of follows like a monthly.
Okay, I don't think I'm gonna fight that guy immediately. Who are you? Oh, is this the exact same fight?
Hey, Flip City. Kitty, I believe. How you doing?
Quick, get the bazooka.
I know, right?
Flip City will have to come on at some time as a guest. Like I ordered my magazine. I think it's coming out soonish, 24th, or is it magazine 24? You guys know Flip City magazine? It's kind of a man magazine type.
I am subscribed to the YouTube channel,
Okay.
but I haven't gone and checked out the magazine yet. I'm sorry to say.
Yeah, no, well, I hadn't either, but when she came on the Comics Kid Commandos one episode, and I ordered it as well, and I'm looking forward to it.
That's when I went and subscribed to her YouTube channel.
Yeah. Like I'm awaiting it with anticipation, my Flip City mag. I think there's 2 in there or something, part of the campaign. So really looking forward to it. Like Mad Magazine was my life when I was a kid. Like I think I went from G.I. Joe comics straight to Mad Magazine.
And then pornos, the porn magazines.
But enough about Heavy
Those
Metal
are probably
Magazine.
first.
I say that loving Heavy Metal Magazine, by the way.
Yeah, no, I love that as well. Like an aspect has its place. I miss that as well. I saw a French reedition of, I think it was old reprints of old issues.
What's the French word for condom?
Capote.
All right, so you looked at your mother and you're like, "What's a capic? Wee wee," right, or something like that.
Something like that. Don't know what you're talking about.
Well, you found the Heavy Metal magazine.
Friday night to see
Look
live
for
Reeves of the
everyone,
Mag.
wee wee, something like that, right?
I'll check it out. Say what? Say
I don't
again?
know. You're European. Y'all probably had like magazines. You had like the Superman comic and then Big Titty
Dude,
Supergirl, right?
We didn't get the French. There was the French humor magazines. We didn't get them because I was living in Ontario for a while. And when I came back to Quebec, dude, the humor mags here are so bad. They're bad. They're not good. Mad was
What?
really good.
The
The
what
humor
mags?
magazines that we had in French over in Quebec, they were not good.
The humor magazines?
Yeah. Humor mags. What do you call it? What do you call
Comedy
Mad magazine?
strips?
Comedy strips? Well, because it wasn't just strips. Mad Magazine had articles, had fold-outs, had a bunch of stuff. I just
What
called
was
them.
terrible about them?
Oh, it's just, dude, it's like getting water in your wine. It's like Mad was like bubbling with jokes. Like there was jokes in every panel, in every bubble. Every text bubble had a joke. They had jokes in the gutters between the panels, on the bottom of the page and stuff. When you came to Quebec with the French stuff, it had like the one joke every 3 panels, and it wasn't good. It was flat, predictable. It's just you didn't have the quality of the humor that you get. I mean,
What you're
humor-
saying is French people aren't funny. I got you.
not in Quebec. It's rare. There is a handful that are funny, but
I think Flip City has the word you were looking for.
satire, yeah. Mad had a lot of satire. I loved reading those movie satires. Like all the movies that were my favorite, I would make sure to get that Mad magazine of it. And a lot of movies I would never see, but I had read the satire version of the film, which is kind of weird. Were you guys into Mad at all, or?
Yeah,
The only one who's
I
old
read
enough
them
to
off
read
and
it
on.
is Frederic, or Frequency.
Yeah.
On this panel, Frederic.
I read them off and on, and I also had a lot of the highlights magazines.
Because they went out of business after a while. 'Cause they're part of the history of comics, because Mad became a magazine. It used to be a comic book.
Was
and it
that
was-
when we got Spy versus Spy?
Yeah, that was in Mad. Yeah, he's was that Sergio Aragonis, or no? That was another one. Sergio did the Barbarian strip.
Oh, were you trying to say satire, Frederic?
I did say satire. Satire mag. Anyways, love those. The art was so good as well. All that to say, I'm looking forward to Flip City, checking that out. And I think that brings us towards that time at the end of the show. You know what time I mean. The time where we shill also known as Shill Time.
Little off course here. Holy mommy fucking shit!
Oh, there they are. Look at these gorgeous sons of bitches.
Peace out, Tenkage, and don't go too fast. I've got a couple of more Sabrinas before we end the show.
Sabrina, did somebody say Sabrina?
Yes, and Otter, you can start us off on this Shill Time. Let us know where the good people can find you in your book.
All right. Well, while I'm dodging here, I'll go ahead and recommend my book. You can check out The Curse of the Star Raids on Amazon and Barnes & Noble. And I am not too far away from releasing the second book, so be on the lookout for that. I honestly don't have too much more to say at the moment. Need to get a few things in order first.
Perfect, man. That's right on point. And Wrangler, where can the people find you?
You can find my books on Amazon, Haley Starbag Kitty and Bad Kitty Haley's World. And what's better than Sabrina, but a whole nother Sabrina. I got a Sabrina too. You can check her out in those books. Also, you can follow me over on Substack at Frequency Studios, and you could check out my YouTube channel, which is do a channel search for @Wrangler212.
Yeah. Billy, do you have something to show this week, or you're going to pass it? Silence is deafening. I'll take that as a pass.
It is most unsettling.
imakecomics.com. That's where you can find my comic book. And you can find me tomorrow on @PQ Vox's channel for Comic Skate Commandos at 8:30 Eastern, where we are going to be reviewing the movie The Thunderbolts. So going to have a lot to say on that. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Check that out. And that is it. So let me give you a little bit of Sabrina before we go out. Here, Sabrina mix number 2. Shill it, yeah, like you got a pair, Billy Bobsack. You're called Billy Bobsack after all. All right, thank you everybody for tuning in tonight. It was a great show with Arvid. Hopefully we can have him on another time to dive deeper into his story.
I'm looking forward to that book.
Yeah, it's a beautiful book, man. You're not going to regret it. I'll tell you that for sure. It's a good one. Yeah, exactly, dude. I've got an idea for Sabrina work as well. You inspired me, Tenkage. I think I want to do some Sabrinas as well. Wow, 1 million increase on Substack. That thing's really taken off. That's a writer thing. I'm not on there. Should I be on there? We'll talk about that another time. So thanks everyone for tuning in. That's it for tonight. Au revoir. I'll see you soon. Sayonara.
God bless everybody.
God bless.
The sun has gone to bed, and so must I. So long, farewell. Auf Wiedersehen, goodbye, goodbye, goodbye.
Hello, Bitcoiners. Thank you very much. Hello. It's good to be with you. It's good to be with you.